Hello, this is Dr. Janet Hall. I'm a clinical psychologist and hypnotherapist, and I've also written 8 books. 6 of them are on parenting. I want to talk to you today about my book called Fight Free Families. In another clip I talked about all the reasons that people do fight in families, and we need to learn to guide children to understand that ultimately fighting isn't the way and that there are much better ways. For instance, let's talk about family meetings. Now this is more for the half-grown family than for the tiny child. That's another book best called The Super Parent Survival Guide. But for older children and then little ones coming along, my best tip is to start having what I call family meetings. And this book has all sorts of tips about having family meetings. The idea is that you set up little rituals. Everybody loves rituals. Special times when we have a sense of bonding and good communication, and everyone takes a turn. So, the first thing to do to set up a family meeting is to send out invitations. And so that you're not doing this over and over, you might even get little laminated invitations that you can keep in a plastic ice cream bucket. Because you see, you're not having family meetings every week forever. Family meetings are to set up expectations, and you might do that for different developmental levels, particularly for if one of the children's now old enough to go to primary school or secondary school, perhaps somebody's entered into puberty, somebody else has got a wonderful opportunity perhaps to enter into a sporting team and they need family support, or simply because the family's planning a holiday and you want everybody to make a contribution. Kids love it when they get asked to contribute and that their feelings and thoughts are heard. So everyone's got their invitations. Next thing to choose is what I call a family mascot. Now, when my kids were growing up, my son had one of those little New Zealand Maori tikis. And so that became the family mascot, something that could be easily passed around. And the rule is, the person holding the mascot is the person holding the floor. And that way, every person gets a chance to speak and know that no one's going to interrupt. So the next thing that happens in your family meeting is that you have the rule that you only have your turn with the family mascot, and that you are going to first of all go around. Everybody has a chance to say their wins of the week, something good that's happened to them, and their wants of the week. So the parent, who is usually the chairperson, though older kids can learn to be chairperson, will keep notes of things that people want. You could also even go around the room and each person says something nice about the other person. Parents might like to have a tick list where you say who's been doing their chores, and then you could allocate pocket money during your family meeting. But the most important thing is that everybody has a turn, everybody gets heard, there's an attempt to solve the problems, and that at the end of it you all have a big hug. So please read my book Fight Free Families for all of the other tips around having family meetings that work.